Hello everybody, welcome back to BT86. Today I wanted to talk about something a little bit more serious, and I really wanted to tackle the question and sort of inject my opinions, theories, and logic about why so many big YouTubers are quitting nowadays. And I'm going to use this first section of the video while I'm just farming up as much money as I can to do this. So if you don't want to hear my entire rant, you can just skip to this portion of the video where I actually just switch back over to normal and then just, cover all the tiers of Elite Vortex, because, oh my god, Elite Vortex is going to be a doozy this week. So why are all of the big YouTubers starting to quit? Or starting to retire, as some would say? Well, there's a few things that a lot of people would probably say. One of them is, these people are old. They've been doing content for so long, and despite what many people may think, YouTube is not a dream job. Obviously, it's a very, very, very good job. It is the dream for a lot of people. You get to be your own employer. You get to, make videos when you want to make videos. You get to take a break when you want to take a break. But at the end of the day, YouTube is still a job. And, I'm not to that point yet. I hope to get to that point someday, but that's future Francois's problem, not current Francois's problem. Current Francois's problem is just trying to make content. But in all seriousness, people who are, retiring and quitting, they've been doing this for so long, and despite what many people may think, YouTube is, at the end of the day, is still a job. You still have to cater your content to the algorithm, because the algorithm is kind of like your boss. And yes, obviously you could still, make your own, upload your own videos, do all that stuff, take breaks when you want to take breaks, but at the end of the day, the big boss is, at the end of the day, the algorithm and YouTube. And, well, I think that one of the big reasons is, they just don't want to do it anymore. Like, they've burnt out. They're, finally at the point where just like, you know what, I can step away from doing this job that I've been doing for like 10 years. Take MatPat's video, for example. He's been doing YouTube for so long. He has a child. He has a family. Child or two children. I don't remember exactly. But he is mid-30s. And he's been doing content for that long. It's just like, I understand. Like doing something for over 10 years is exhausting. But that's one of the big reasons, is that people are just burnt out, or they don't want to do it anymore, or it's just they feel that they've gotten to the point where they can just say, you know what, I'm happy with myself, I'm happy with where my content is right now, I'm gonna step away. Another big reason is obviously because these people have been doing this for 10 years, they have families, they have they have children, they have a wife or a girlfriend or fiance or whatever. Like, these people, they're still human at the end of the day. Yes, they're influencers, they have a lot of influence over the platform, but at the end of the day, they're still people. They're still people with feelings, thoughts, emotions, all that stuff. And, like, they want to take care of their family. DanTDM's case, when he stepped away from YouTube for a little bit, he has a child. He wanted to focus on his family. Similar to PewDiePie, where he was just like, you know what, at the point where I can do, basically make whatever content I would like, and I want to focus on my family, which is, and at the end of the day, what he said. And I haven't watched that video, so, I'm paraphrasing on what other people said, but what I heard from a lot of people is that, he wants to focus on himself and his family. And, it's respectable, it's understandable, and, it's one of those things where it's just like, you know what? I respect that. Now, what does this mean exactly? Well, obviously, people retiring is good for the platform. Not for, these people and, all of that stuff, because new YouTubers come and go every day. They do. They just do. And while retiring isn't necessarily good for the platform, right? Because you lose such a big voice. Somebody who is, like, for example, the game theorist. He's stepping down from the host role. and he's gonna be replacing it with somebody new who he feels that he has properly selected, which is perfectly fine. And honestly, I don't watch much game theory, but I've always kept up to date with his videos. I've always gone back, you know, I want to say every 6 to 9 months. It's just like, you know what is he up to, you know? But he's stepping down from the host role, which is the biggest role on that channel. And, you know, he's gonna focus on, you know, his family, making himself feel better. He's gonna still be doing stuff in the background, obviously, but that should give you an idea. Like, for YouTube, right? And this is what some people say. Well, not some people. A few people that I watch have said, you know, YouTube isn't just, you know, you starting up a channel and then, you know, making whatever kind of content you want for the day. That's what most smaller channels do, which is what I'm doing. I'm still gonna do that because I don't want to step into this point of where I have, you know, 40 to 50 different employees where, you know, I have to manage them. I don't want to be an employer, you know, and that's what that's what you have to be nowadays in order to run a big, successful YouTube channel. You have to be an employer. You have to be a boss. And you're still under a boss because of the algorithm. You have to make sure that your videos will catch on the algorithm at some point. Now, what does this mean for my content? I'm just gonna still make content. You know, I'm still gonna be doing my thing. I'm sort of growing a little bit weary of BTD6 content. Like, yes, I enjoy playing the game, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of a burnout. So I'm still gonna have BTD6 content on the channel. Obviously, you know, it's just what it is. But I will start to shift focus away from BTD6 and onto other random games, horror games, Risk of Rain 2, Isaac, maybe TAU. I know I said I wouldn't make much TAU content, but who knows? You know, all of that kind of stuff. Horror games are gonna be horrifying because I do not like horror games, but I guess people like seeing people get scared. I know that much, but that's really all the input that I want to say. I'm trying to stay very, you know, again, I'm trying to interject my opinion on that stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, it is their decision. They're human, and, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what decision they may make, you know, people have to respect it. Because if you harass somebody for, you know, retiring or quitting or stepping down from YouTube, then, like, you're just a piece of shit. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but you just are. But I will stop talking about that for now, and we will move on into the actual boss tiers, because this week has no Paragons, and oh boy, is it gonna be fun. But I just wanted to use this video to sort of give some reasoning in my own brain as to why some people may be, you know, retiring or quitting from YouTube. And at the end of the day, it's understandable, and, you know, no matter how big or small they may be, I do respect that decision, because, you know, at the end of the day, we're all just people trying to make something that other people enjoy. And I know some people probably see YouTube as this big thing that they can make millions on, and yes, you can make a lot of money on YouTube, but in order to make a lot of money, you have to be a successful channel. In order to be a successful channel, you have to game the algorithm, and to game the algorithm, you have to be a big employer, a boss of like 60 or 70 employees. And for a lot of people, that's not really, you know, how it goes. Being a YouTuber is a very taxing job. Like, you know, in my case, I'm still very new to this, but like, if I don't post content for like a week or something, then, you know, I'll start to get anxiety. It's just like, you know, what I want to do, or has the algorithm just completely just said fuck you and just tossed my videos to the wind, or, you know, all that stuff. And I know it seems a little narcissistic for me to say it like that, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's true. You know, YouTube, you have to constantly stay at the very top in order to remain successful. And, you know, that's why so many people are using YouTube to sort of promote other things. You know, they made a game, or they're making a clothing line, or they're, you know, making a coffee line or a food line, or, you know, all that stuff that can last, that can sustain, because you can't stay on the algorithm forever. eventually the algorithm's just gonna say, okay, bye-bye, and just leave your channel in the dust if you don't stay on top of it and stay, you know, constantly asking yourself, how am I gonna game the algorithm? How am I gonna stay on top on all of this, all of that? And that gets tiring for a lot of people. It just does. But I will stop talking about it now. No matter what you may think, this is my personal opinion. I'm trying to not lose the game. Sada, why did you do that? So anyway, we're back after the Sada misjump incident of 2024 on Cracked for the boss event. But I will stop talking about the whole YouTuber retiring thing. And I know some people are gonna probably see my take as very, like, why would you say that and all of this blah 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 blah. And honestly, I don't really care the way people may find my take on it, because it's just my opinion. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion on the internet, despite what some people may think of it being bad or, not. You know what I mean. But I'll stop talking about it for now, and we will get into the game of this first tier, which is fast approaching. So tier 1 of Vortex is out, and what I'm gonna do is let's just say I'm gonna have a bit of fun with this little man right here, if I can get the money, which I should be able to get the money. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this man go to work. For this week, Vortex has half health, because no paragons is a thing that exists, and I don't know why Ninja Kiwi does this. I swear to God, every single boss event, ever since the boss challenge dropped, has been a nightmare. It has been this big thing that we have to just what are they going to do this time? So tier 1 of Elite Vortex goes down without a problem. I set up this kind of shoddy defense, something that is not going to stand for very long. I'm just going to sell it just to get me through to next tier. And well, I'll meet you at tier 2, where it's going to remain the same, but tier 3 is going to be dicey, especially with no paragons. I don't know what's funnier. The fact that, over time, the boss strats have always changed and gotten more advanced and all this stuff, but there's always been one strat that has remained the exact same ever since it was discovered. But from I want to say at the very first week of the very first boss that we did, Lunarius, it was discovered that the Mad is overpowered for popping Moabs. And ever since then, the strat has never changed. I'm dragging my balls all over this man's face, and he can't do a damn thing about it. With tier 2 going down, I'll meet you at tier 3, where we're gonna have to start brainstorming, because he's gonna have a pretty decent chunk of health. So tier 3 is here. He's a big boy. He's trying to make his way across the track here, and I'm hoping I can get some damage amplification. There we go. So with some damage amplification, we should take him down with relative ease. So tier 3 goes down. Again, not really too much of an issue. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to get as many farms as I can, right, while still having space to place towers. And I'm actually going to start ultra boosting my Flying Fortress and my Mad, just to sort of give myself a little bit of an extra edge, because tier 4 and tier 5 are going to be massive, massive issues. So tier 4 is here. He's out. He's there. He's big. He's brutal, and he's a little scary. Where is my bounce? There it is. So some people might be wondering, well, Francois, why don't you just get a temple? And to you, I say, you absolute goddamn beast of a viewer, why do you think this is here? I honestly don't know how this tier is going to go, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm going to get some damage, succulent, sweet, delicious damage amplification here. There is so many abilities going on that I do not know what is happening. So tier 4 has gone down really late into the map. However, we're not done. Tier 5 still needs to happen. He still needs to go down. He's still a big threat. So I will meet you at tier 5 when all of the defense is set up and ready to go, and he's out and he's raging around and he's gonna kill us all. So you may be wondering why this map looks like a mess. Well, because it is. So this is this is the setup I have for tier 5. I'm hoping this goes well, because a lot of people are saying Sun Gods are the best for taking out elite bosses. So I took this to the extreme, in case you can't tell. So we're gonna see how tier 5 goes here. I'm going to slow it down, because dear God, the goddamn lag, it is insanity, and it is already taking up my frame rate to absolutely nothing. Fun. Here he goes. Finally, after like, I want to say 5 minutes of nothing but lag, he finally goes down. So that's all for today's video. Please do let me know what you guys think about the YouTubers retiring / quitting thing down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. But I'm sure you know how these outros go by now. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that YouTuber stuff. Not a bad Insta-Monkey. It's pretty decent. I mean, like, the entire top back glue is just like, oh, I point at you and you die. Anyway, I'll see you later.